Huh? Yeah. Nigga just try to make another one. I'm on some of that.
I'm trying to be quick at this. This is probably going to be a little lengthy story, but it's the time when I first went to prison. I got, they were trying to give me 17 years. I took a 9-year deal. You know, 9 years back then. Used to do half, and went to jail for drug possession. You know, I was out there trying to hustle in the streets. Wasn't so good at it. I got caught. So, yeah, I go to the county jail, and I have been to jail before, but not no lengthy times. And, well, I had caught a murder case before, and I went to jail, but that's another story. And I got out, you know, after a murder case, but this is way after the murder case. And so, so I go to the county jail, and so I get my time, right? I get my time, I get my 9 years, and everybody think I'm stressed out about it, right? I'm not stressed out about it at all, you know. So I'm a trustee. I'm in trustee quarters. I go, I get my time, and I remember I didn't bail out. I could have bailed out, but you know, I wanted to keep my money and shit like that, because I'm gonna just take my time, whatever money I need, I have left over, I'm gonna use that in the pen. So that's why I didn't bail out, because I, you know, only had a couple of $1,000s and shit. I didn't want to spend that on the lawyer and shit. So try to use my public defender the best way I knew how. So anyway, I go to court, get my time. They gave me 9 years. Kind of knew I was gonna get 9. And it was 7 was the low, 17 was the high, and all this old shit. So they gave me kind of like in the middle. They gave me 9, right? So I got 9 years with half and shit. So, you know, I'm ready to, you know, get to the phone and call my folks and tell them I got my time and, you know, whatever the hell I'm gonna tell them on the phone. And mommy, I'm in trustee quarters downtown Modesto. This was old Modesto County Jail when it was grimy up in there. They had the metal trays and shit. Yeah, rough down there in the county jail back in there. So I was in trustee quarters, right? And so they had the phones on the wall, and you know, it was a white guy on the phone, and he was supposed to get off and shit. And I don't know, he was taking too long, whatever, whatnot, you know. And so I'm like, man, you know, I got, you know, I need this time. I just got my time, so I need to call home and shit, because I don't know if they come in and get me tonight or whatever the fuck, whatnot. Sometimes they shut the phones off, you know. So while the phones is working, I want to get on and tell my folks, you know. So he's slow dragging on the phone. I asked him to get off again. Cat slow dragging, white guy, right? And mine, you know, county jail, it's the whites against the blacks type shit. And we was even against the Northanians up in that motherfucker. And it was a trip. When I went to prison, we were allies. It was just, let me get back to the story. So he wouldn't get off the damn phone and shit. So, you know, I went up to my bing, bing, bing. You know what I'm saying? I gave him a good you know what I'm saying? Folded him up real quick, got him off that phone. You know what I'm saying? Got on the phone and made my call, right? So, you know, after that, I go to work. I'm working in the kitchen and trust I go to work. You know, I come back, the white dude is hype, right? You know what I'm saying? He a little lumped up a little bit. He like, I need to, you know, fight you again. My folks gonna make me fight you again. I'm like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, he can't get none, but his folks is putting him up to it. They feel like I just mangled him real quick and didn't give him no get back. But, you know, motherfucker wouldn't get off the phone. So, okay. So, you know, I really don't want to fight the dude because he can't get none, right? Like, what? Okay. So basically, he just want to save some face with his homeboys and shit like that. You know, his homeboys didn't want none. I had my little swoles on and shit. You know what I'm saying? And probably about 5'7", 170, 165, 170 with my swoles on 5'6", 5'7", shit. And so, so, you know, when I get off work, he tells me this shit. So, okay, you know what I'm saying? Let's go, you know, keep your boys over there. I'm keep my boy. Let's go in this room. Get that so nobody see it. Because usually when people around, when you fight, you know, the fight gets a lot worse. When they get the egg and shit on and shit like that. People get the, what they call it, instigating and shit. And so I said, let's just me and you go in this room and handle it. Cause, you know, we went in that room, squared up. He tried to throw a couple, you know, I picked him up, I body slammed him. I let him up again. I picked him up, I body slammed him. He on there just wrestling hard and the motherfucker swinging wild and the motherfucker. And I got him on the ground like, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, you good? You good, man? I said, you good? I said, yeah, just say I got mine. Just say I got mine. He said, yeah, you got yours, bro. You got yours, bro. I let him up and that was that, right? Crazy shit. So, mommy, they call my name, you know, the Goose. We got to get on the Gray Goose, you know what I'm saying, and go to the penitentiary, right? So back then we went to TRACY. And so Miami, you know, right before they put you on the bus, you go to, you know, in the old county jail, you go to like receiving and release. It's like the beginning of the jail. It's with drunk tanks and all that old shit, motherfuckers screaming, and the worst place you want to be and shit. But you know, it's the little holding cell right before they, you know, get your shit together to get you on that bus. I don't know if we went on the Goose or we went on the van. I think it was on the van. Well, I don't think we went on the Goose. The Goose is the old school penitentiary bus. They called it the Gray Goose and shit. But I think we was on a van. And so our Miami, we up in this north, you know, in Northern California, back in the day, the South Side used to always be in protective custody. The cats from Southern California, when they go to Northern California jails, they go to protective custody because nothing but Norteños out there. They're like, you know, they're like setting ducks and shit like that. So a lot of time when the South Side used to go to the county jail in Modesto, you know what I'm saying, they put them in like PC and shit. So PC was across the way from the cells that we were in, you know, and they was old school bar cells, and you could see the cats that were in PC. And there was a couple of Southsiders over there, you know what I'm saying, holding cells now, and waiting on us to go to the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying. There was a few of us and shit, you know what I'm saying, probably about 10 people and shit. And one of them was a Norteño cat, right? And he whooping. And a Norteño, he looked like he could have had some black in him or something, like half black, but you know, he woofing on the Mexican, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, with this Norteño, just woofing on this Southside Mexican that's in the cell. We call it cell soldier bar talk. That's what we call it. He just doing bar talk shit. But the Southside, if y'all know anything about some of them Southsiders, man, them motherfuckers some chilling gangster motherfuckers and shit. He was just sitting there just looking at the motherfucker like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so we get all on the bus. Now they put the Southsider that was going, they put him in a different little compartment in the van. And so he up in that motherfucking different apartment. And so everybody else is loose. And you know, I mean not loose, we all shackled up, but you know, we're not in that little cage that they got that Southsider in. So the cat is whooping on this Southsider, right? The Norteño cat, yeah, whoopie whop. I forgot what he was saying, but he was whooping. But I noticed the closer we got to TRACY, California, the penitentiary, DVI, that motherfucker was getting quieter and quieter. No, Norteño was getting quieter and quieter, right? And like, oh shit. So now we end up, we on the penitentiary grounds. You can see the gun towers. Y'all know them gun towers and them guard towers and shit like that. You can see them coming into TRACY. And this just look like, it's some scary looking shit the first time going to prison and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing like going to San Quentin first time or going to Folsom, but you know, the first time in prison and shit. And TRACY known as Gladiator School, so we looking at them towers, everybody looking at them towers. That kid get quiet in the motherfucker, and then the Southsider speaks up. This first time we hear him talk. You know, he was the whole time he was smirking while this Norteño was whooping on him and shit. And he finally spoke up. He like, he started laughing. He said, yeah, you're in my home now, Holmes. You're in our home now, Holmes. How you feel now, Holmes? You're in my home now, Holmes. He talking about this Norteño, because he ain't got nothing to say, right? He ain't got nothing to say, right? And so we get out, you know what I'm saying? We get you know, inside the facility and all this old shit. They checked the bus, let us all out, you know, and they I guess they took the Southsider somewhere else, you know, I guess, and they had everybody else lined up. And I remember, you know, first time in prison, they had this motherfucker named Carrillo. If y'all been to TRACY, y'all remember Carrillo? Oh, that motherfucker, boy. You know, you got to bend over and cough. Oh, yeah, he want to see, let me see that motherfucker wink. Let me see that butthole wink. That motherfucker, yeah, the butt hairs in it. He wants his butt hair out the way, nigga. He want to see all the way in the asshole. Y'all remember Carrillo if y'all been to TRACY back in the day. That motherfucker was asshole, boy. Cough, motherfucker. And, so, you know, my new experience and all this old shit. So, you know, they had us in party, the Crips somewhere, and they put the Bloods in one area. And so we looking at this, the Norteño guy, right? He's like scared and the motherfucker, right? Like motherfucker, you here now, motherfucker? You was whooping all that shit and you know, back in Modesto and all on the bus and shit. Like, what's up now, nigga? What the? He said, man, I'm not really a Norteño. I'm really a Muslim. I'm like, oh, so we start like that nigga got on the ground, got on his knees, I like, oh, nigga, that nigga turned into a Muslim on the nigga, right? Scared in a motherfucker, right? And I don't know what happened to that dude, man, but we was trying to tell him, man, you gonna have to hold that shit down, nigga. You done whooped already, motherfucker, so you got a target on your back now, so, you know. So anyway, I don't know what happened to that. So on another part, I remember all the bloods that was in the holding pile with us, so everybody was like doing roll call, you know what I'm saying, doing roll call. Where you from? I'm from Bedrock, I'm 1204 Bedrock. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Stockton. I'm from 8th Street Mob. I remember my partner Little was there. He was claiming some Southside blood set. I forgot in Stockton. And a couple other bloods. One blood was from LA. A couple of bloods from Sacramento. And there's one dude that was quiet in the motherfucker. Mind me, everybody in his pod supposed to be bloods and shit. And this motherfucker quiet like, homeboy, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with you? Everybody like, what's going on with you? And that motherfucker just nerdy looking quiet black motherfucker, little bitty motherfucker. That nigga yell, this is Fireball on mine, blood. Like, what the fuck? And then he was just quiet and we was just laughing. We just backed off a nigga. I didn't know what the nigga meant later on. I didn't know what Fireball was and shit, but it's a spot, near Fresno called Fireball, California, and he was saying, this is Fireball on mine, blood. I thought he was talking about Fireball, the drink. So that was that part, man, and I remember also getting ready to go to check, so you got to go in, get fingerprinted and all this old shit. They get your bed rolling. Back then, you just have to say where you from, how you're affiliated, and all that old type shit. And I remember the inmates was doing the fingerprints. I mean, one dude that was doing my fingerprints, you know what I'm saying? He said, oh, yeah, your palms are sweaty. You know what I'm saying? I took my hand back, motherfucker, ain't nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I flashed up in that motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? And like, your palms are sweaty. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I was nervous and shit, but you know what I'm saying? So I flashed on the white dude up in there. So make a long story on that. I get to my cell, and I'm in there with this big old motherfucking 35-year-old blood from Oak Park, right? And I'm tripping, like his hair is gray like mine. By me, I'm like 20, 21 or something. I'm like, this nigga's still talking that put that on the beat. That's the first time I don't say, put that on the beat, blood. Put that on the beat, blood. Put that on the beat. Put that on the beat, blood. That's the first time I really heard that, and Vic and back me. We wasn't talking like that, so in Modesto. So it's the first time I was hearing that shit. And anyway, make a long story short, that was a wild cat. He ended up going to the hole because, his mail, yo fucking with my mail. Yo fucking with my mail, Charlene. This nigga was wild, big old nigga and shit. And we damn near got into it and shit. He was trying to take my bottom, he wasn't trying to take it, he wanted the bottom bunk, you know what I'm saying? So I flashed on a nigga and he didn't want none. Oh, youngster, you crazy. That's another story on that and shit, you know what I'm saying? I got that in my playlist too. And also, when I stopped really saying I was a blood, because remember I told the dude that fingerprint him and all that old, right then they ask you where you're from and who you're affiliated so they can put you where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And they asked me and I told them I'm a Damu from Modesto, whoop-de-wop. You know what I'm saying? So quite naturally they put me with the blood. But after the blood dude left, the Sacramento blood cat left in the house, they put this BZF cat in my cell. And he gave me up. Cool motherfucker. I forgot his name. He said, youngster, man, you're going to have paperwork on you, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking about your claim shit. He said, you don't look like a ignorant youngster. You don't look, you look smart, and you don't look like a punk or whatever, whatnot. Man, if I was you, I'd go in the neck whenever you go to wherever you're going, tell them you ain't nothing. If you have to go in the cell with a crip, just represent your shit and get to your folks and shit like that, because you don't want that paperwork to follow you and all that old shit. If I was you, I wouldn't claim shit. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a whole bunch of game, but that was it in a nutshell, man. And that's what I did. And so every time I went to a penitentiary, I sang but it seemed like they would always put me in a cell with Crips. And I would have to work my way out. But I never really got no fight with any of them and shit, because there was a lot of respect shit. And I would get in the cell to where it seemed like they knew. They would always put me in a cell with Crips. Yeah. And so, that's my story on that, man. My first time I went to the penitentiary, it's a lot that happened that time. Met this big ass Samoan, this motherfucker. Oh, scared the shit out of me. He was at motherfucking chow hall. I mean, you walk the chow, he was sitting on these crates. He was just looked like the crate was up in his ass. He was so goddamn big and muscle bound. I was there, and one day he looked at me like, the fuck is you looking at?
Oh shit! Apologize. I ain't never seen nobody as big as you. Just stop staring. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, right? But yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit went on that time, man. First time in penitentiary, just learning, trying to figure out the work. So I hope y'all like that when I'm out.